Hello everyone, my name is Carlo and welcome to K-Tech. This is a new YouTube channel, mostly showing tutorials, reviews on technology, stuff like that. Today we're going to be doing a code.org project, an app lab project. Um, it's The app lab project is a project where you can create your own apps and either share it with your friends, teachers, parents, whomever you would like to share it to. I will be showing some video tutorials on how to program using this service, and yeah. So on today, right now, we're gonna be learning how to design the screen first. So over the course of this video, it will be using only this project. So so if I were to create more videos or something about the this topic, I recommend you watch this video first and watch the whole thing first. So what you want to do first is, of course, title your screen. So when doing this, you should probably name it menu. That's is what I usually always do. And it's not required, but you should put a bit of a background color. So like I could do red. So on this project, we're going to try to make a chatting program. So like when you go to Skype, you have a text chatting service or emails where when you email someone, it will come up with like a chat system or something. But right now we're going to be designing the app first. So image. So we talked about the ID actually. First, the ID is what you want to name the first screen. Because if I were to create, let's say, another screen, it would have a different name. And you don't want your code to get messed up, because if you get your code messed up, it won't know which screen you're talking about. And also sometimes it's like each screen has its own code, so that means um it's a little hard to describe, but it the code runs in the background, technically, something like that. So when you're on the menu screen or your first screen, and you already have created a background color, image is just adding a, like, let's say I want to do this face. It just fills up the whole screen. So I recommend you like go find a picture that can fill this whole background and can be your background instead of a regular color. So let's go over some of the elements that you can use on your app. We have the button, and of course it's just a button, but this can help when you're trying to change screens. So for example, I can tell the app to say button 1 or to change screens to screen 2. So when I were to run it, it goes to screen 2, which is another screen that we've made. Okay, so on the button, I highly recommend, though you can just do this and it will tell you, like, just go to the button. I highly recommend naming it to start button, just so you won't get confused. If you're like a beginner, I really recommend doing this. But if you really know your way around if you really know your way around an app, the app lab, code.org's app lab, then I guess you can just leave its name. But I do highly recommend it if there's like lots of buttons onto one screen, because it can get a bit confusing. Next, here, I'll just name it start button. Next you want to name what the button is gonna say. So right now it's showing a green box, but really it should just say button first. But I can rename it to login. I'll put it right here. The width, you don't really have to focus on the width, height, X position, Y position, because really you could just do this. But if you really want to mess with it, like if you just want to get precise, then it's really simple. Like some browsers, I'm not sure if in all browsers, but it comes with this feature where you can click down or up, or most likely you're just gonna have to do each one. But you can see it gets a tiny bit bigger on its width size. Or you could just see it go by doing that. So I wouldn't really focus on this one, just focus on how big you want it to be. So let's say I just want to make it like that. Then, yeah. So now we have the login button. The text color, you can change its text color, and it's what the name says. It just changes the color of the text. But I'm just going to leave it to white. The background color and what it says. You can change the background of what it wants to be. I recommend you don't do. I recommend you don't do black, cause so like when it comes with an animation where when you click something, it if you kind of look closely, it kind of looks like it's becoming a little darker. When you change it to black, the animation looks like it's not happening at all. So I recommend that you keep it a little lighter color, like gray. Then you can see the animation, so people won't get confused. Like, am I pressing this button, or how come it's not working? Because, like, let's say your code's not working, you don't want people to think that the app froze, and it just suddenly froze, and you don't really want people to think that. But if you want to make it if you do want to make it black, then it's totally okay. And also don't make it white, because you don't really see the words anymore. Yeah, you kind of do, but it's a it's like a blind spot thing. You can't see it. So I'm gonna keep it at this red color. The font size, it just changes the font just the font size. And there we go. I like 14, but you guys can change it to whatever number you would like. Text alignment, it just aligns the text on how you want it to be. So you could either put it on the left side, the right side, or the center side. Now justify, it just, I'm not exactly sure what justify does actually. But I'm guessing it just puts it on the default location, but I'm not exactly sure. So really, I think you guys should just focus on left, right, and center. I like center the most. Image, also like the background, thing. It's the image. It just adds a background on it. Hidden, this is actually a nice button to use. It may not look like it, but it just hides it. So when you click run, you can't find it anymore. Now, I like it because if I were to make updates on the app and people are still using it, you can hide the button so that people won't see it while you're updating it. So, like, let's say you made a game and you already gave it to and you already shared the link to some people, and people are still playing on it, but you're still updating on it, because you can't turn off the app, sort of. But there is a way to turn off the app. I will go over that on another video. But what's nice about this one is that you can hide the button so people won't click it by accident and the app will suddenly crash everything. It's just a nice system. You might find it useless, but you don't know. Someday you might be able to use it. Depth, it just it's like in like Microsoft PowerPoint, something like that. let's say I were to do this, and then I were to, let's say, send it forward, then it sends it forward. Or if I want to send it backward, I can send it backwards. Okay, so I want to create a title screen for this chatting app, and I'm going to call it chat. So, like I said, the ID, I'm not going to change it because I don't really need to. I don't want to make this a button, or this can be used by code. Like, you can make it where if the text is clicked, it will do something, but I'm not going to do anything on that part. Maybe over the course of the app. So on text, I want to say chat. So it's a little small. So I'm actually going to make it a bit bigger. Okay. So there's one thing I want to focus on the labeling, and I think you guys might find it nice also. So when you were to share this to a different user, you're going to notice that the app like the chat is going to get cut off. Like it's going to say cha or cha, you know? So I recommend moving it to full size and then just doing center. It can take a long time to get used to, but it I promise it won't get cut off probably. I want, some phones are different, so they sometimes cut it off for some reason. I'm not sure if code.org has a problem with that, but it's a compromise. So now I'm gonna keep the text colors the same and the background colors the same because I don't really want to change it. I want to change the font size though. Now, let's say I want to change it up to here. If it gets a little cut off, it's simple fix. Just do that, and then it's centered. Now depth, I'm not really gonna change that because there's nothing blocking it on my way. But if I do, I can always change the depth. I'm not gonna keep it hidden, of course. Radio buttons. So these are like little check marks. I might go over this, but really all it is just clicking. It's like an options to help you out. You can make it a little bigger. You can make it smaller. Now, I'm don't really mess around with the radio buttons a lot, but I'm guessing if it's on the same screen, you can only click one option. See, like the gray dot won't stay on one circle, or it won't stay on its circle. It's also a little hard to get rid of. That's why I recommend you click the delete button on here, or you just make it a little bigger, like that. Now, you can leave it checked if you would like, but I don't see how the person's going to take it out. But you can also change the depth, the hidden, and the size, group ID. Yeah, the group ID is like I said, I don't really mess around with this. So, you know when I said when if you click something, it will stay on the same hold on. When the radio buttons are on the same screen, and when you click one dot, it will only do on one gray spot. Like I said, I don't really mess around with this, but group ID, radio button. If I were to change the group, I guess it goes to a different. You can change it to different sections. I'm not, but I can't say for sure because I haven't really messed around with them. So image is just adding like a picture you want, but on like a separate screen. So this is really nice if you want to add like little icons, and then and the person can click the icon and it will actually do something. You can I don't really mess with the fit image, but I do mess with the ID and the size and the icon color. Now, the icon color is not really going to work on every picture. I'm not sure on that part. So I don't think I think it's going to hide itself when you add your own picture. And of course, you have the hidden, the depth, and the ID and stuff. Now, I'm not going to add that. Screen, just when you drag it there, it just creates its own screen. So you could also, or you could just click new screen. Chart. So I have messed with this actually. Let's say I want to make it where if you click start button. Oh, also you can click this, the drop down menu, and then go to start button, but we'll talk about that in a later video. When you click that, you can click, let's see. Okay, I know I messed with this one. Huh. Okay, well, maybe I have not. So, okay, maybe I have not, but oh, okay. So, yes, I have messed with this. I know I did, but we're gonna have to talk about the chart button on a later video also, because next we're gonna mess around with the data on the data browser. We will mess with that later though. I don't know why it's popping back up. Okay. Right here also, actually, I'll talk about that later. The text input helps you enter like text, of course, by the user, and the user, I don't know, clicks login, and then it will submit it to like a data, or it will just do something like you could say like, what did Mickey Mouse say? And I don't know, you say, I don't know, IDK, then and then they click the submit button, and then it will submit either on the data tab or the code tab. So just to make it a little not complex, if you guys still don't understand what I'm saying, um, the user could, let's say hello or their name, so name, and when you, let's say this login said submit, and you click submit, the code will either be waiting for what it says, so it would say it will say like hello back. You could make it say that, like you could change the chat and you could make it say hello back, or you could get it submitted to a data tab. Yeah, like a data tab, and the data tab will submit it as records, and then you can go to the data tab and check what other people said. The placeholder is like enter your password, something like that. But then as soon someone types on it, it disappears, or you backspace and it comes back. We have the width, height, X position, Y position. We have the text color. Now the text color, it doesn't change the placeholder, but it does change how you're going to type it. We have the background color, so it does change the text box, but I wouldn't really mess with that because it kind of makes it a little hard to read on your placeholder. It depends on what color you choose. Font size, also I wouldn't mess with that because it kind of gets a little hard to read. Yeah, it also changes the placeholder. Text alignment, it also changes the placeholder. I should probably change the background color so you guys can see it, but it just changed the placeholder and how you're gonna type it. You can change it. You can change the alignment to left, right, center, or justify. You can make it hidden, of course, and you can change the depth. Now the drop down. Now I don't add these in my apps anymore, but I did add it on my first app. How it works is that when you are going to actually I should type on it first. How it works is that, of course, you choose an ID, and then next you can say welcome to chat. And on the next one, you could say hello dude and say what's up. It's really helpful if you're going to use it to change screens. So let's say I have a screen name hello dude or what's up, then I can click it and it will do something, or I can do what's up. You can change the size of it, so you can make it a little bigger, or you could do this. Text color, of course, change the color of the text. The background color, change the background. The font size, yes, if you change the size, it's not really gonna be necessary, but it just changes that. Font size changes the font of the letters, and text alignment, of course, the center, left, right. So I'm not actually sure it does anything. I haven't messed with the text alignment on here. No, I haven't messed with it. So yeah, text alignment doesn't really work on anything. I mean, you could experiment and maybe it does something. Let me know. But yeah. Next, you got the hidden. Yeah, you got the hidden command and the depth. Checkboxes, they're like the radio buttons. You can keep each ID and then click submit. So yeah, like a survey. So yeah, you have each checkbox, so you could put like text right beside it and say, "Do you like muffins?" And then the ID you could say muffins, and then it will say, and then you could submit it to the data tab, and you could say if this checkbox has been checked, then go to the data tab and type this person likes muffins, something like that. We are going to be probably going over on this part. Yeah, on that part. Canvas. I actually had a lot of trouble with this, so you could also experiment. Let me know. But on it could also be within this tab. So I have tried it out. It didn't really work for me. I'm not sure. I really only know a little bit of basic commands, but you could try this. Uh, One of my first apps, it was a coloring game, and how that worked is that it messed with the canvas and not the canvas, but the turtle tabs. But what's nice about it is that the canvas actually that the canvas can actually make its own screen within, I'm guessing. So yeah, you can change its ID and the width, height, X position, Y position, hidden, and depth. Here we have the text box, so you could say hello. We are going to be using this for the chat command, and you could say, I don't know, blah blah blah. But if you, let's say, want to make, I don't know, terms of conditions, and then this here states that you don't write bad words, exclamation point. Let's say you want to do that. So you probably don't want people typing on it and then taking a picture of it and they're saying like you lied. Oh yeah, you can change the text to the ID, but there's a read only but check box, and now people won't be able to write on it and copy and paste on it. We have a hidden, which hides the text box. You can change the depth, the alignment. You can also change center, justify, but I'm going to leave that left. The font size, of course, you can change the font. Background color just changes the background in it. But I am a little bit disappointed on this app lab is that it adds these lines on it, and sure, I guess it just helps you do like the borders of how much you can type or something like that. But I wish they actually had a button that can take out the borders of it. here we have the text color. You can change the text color, and YX height and width. And I already talked about the ID. You can change the name of it. All right, sliders. So on my first app, it had these sliders, and what's nice is that you can change the level of it. Like you can say, um, from 0 to 100. So I would go here and just do 0 and 100. How much do you like pineapples or apples, or I don't know, anything? Um, the person would of course change the slider to the appropriate value, and you can send the slider value to the data thing there. Sorry, not thing, to the data, to your data field, and yeah, the data field, and you can see the value of it. So it's great for surveys or for making your own coloring app. So yeah, and I guess that's it. Oh, we should talk about the workspace. On properties, you can see the ID, background color, and image, which I have stated. There is an event, which is, I don't really use this a lot, but it's like when it gives you options onto what you would like it to do. Like you could say when the screen is clicked, you can click the insert, or when the key is triggered when the key is triggered and by being pressed, you can click insert, and it will show you some code that can help you out. But you're probably not going to be using this option, but who knows, it can become helpful at times. Next, we have the version history. This very, very, very helps a lot. It really does, because on the version history, it helps you. Let's say you click the wrong um, version on on an app, or sorry, not version. Let's say you you deleted something onto your code, and you really did not want to delete that, and you can't get it back, because here at code.org we don't have undo buttons. That's our motto. Um, you simply just click restore this version, or you click start over. I wouldn't click start over, because that will just reset the whole app. But you click restore this version, and it will go to the saved version. Yeah, it will go to the saved version. On the settings, it just manage assets and enables the maker toolkit. Again, I wouldn't mess with that, but you could. And this just hides the design toolbox. And right here, it shows all of the buttons and like the images, radio buttons, labels on one of your screens, or onto your selected screen. And I guess that's it. Oh, when you're, let's say, done designing something, or when you're done with your code, I highly recommend you click the share button, because though it does show your links and stuff, it's like technically a save button. So when you click share, it just says saving, and then you can just forget about all those links. And yeah, there's a rename button. You can rename it to chat, and of course the share. You can copy the link and then give it to your friends. You can send it to your phone or to another phone. You can publish it onto the code.org's projects, so everyone can see it. You could just publish this, and it will go to, and when the people go to the code.org library, they will see your app probably. But really, you could just copy the link, share it to other people. Either one works. You don't really have to click publish just to give your link. You can give it to Facebook, Twitter. So on here, you can actually export it into its own like HTML, CSS, JavaScript files. Um, it's I keep this I keep this as a backup, but really you're not. I don't think you guys are really going to be using that. On the embed, this is a really nice one. You can actually copy it and then put it onto a website that you're deciding to make. And I don't know, maybe I'll make like a tutorial for how to make a website, but this is a very helpful code if you would like to put it on a website of your own or on a website of someone else's. This is to hide the ability to view code. So this means when you give this to a website, they won't be able to see what kind of code that you've entered. Or not entered. They're not able to see the code that you've done to make your app. Or you could just turn it off and people can just see how you coded it and see all the hard work that you've done. And I guess that's pretty much it. Remix. Now you probably don't want to do it because you don't want to edit your own app again and mess around with it. If you want to make like a copy of it, like duplicate your app, then I guess you can click it. But I think it's really meant for the code.org library where you can click it and you can mess around on other people's apps and see like what if I add this command or this command. All right, and I guess that's it. So thanks for watching, and on the next video we'll be going over some basic commands. So thanks for watching.